Welcome to this video. This is video 20 of our course, Introduction to Database Design. In this video, we are discussing session 10. And session 10, we will review relational, database, and redundancy, insertion anomaly, update anomaly, deletion anomaly, and how to avoid anomalies. So again, a little bit of a different context for business rules. One important theory developed for the entity relational or ER model involves the notion of functional dependency or FD. Like constraints, functional dependencies are drawn from the semantics of the application domain or the enterprise. Essentially, functional dependencies describe how individual attributes are related. Functional dependencies are a kind of constraint among the attributes within a relation and contribute to a good relational schema design. So in this session, we will look at the basic theory and definition of functional dependency and the methodology for improving schema designs, also called normalization. So relational design and redundancy. So generally, a good relational database must capture all of the data necessary to model the business or model the process that we are trying to either automate or improve, or somehow create an application that supports the business. So we need to capture the necessary attributes and understand the associations. And we want to model that so we know how to properly build our application or our reports, whatever effort that we have underway. The design should do this with a minimal amount of stored information and no redundant data. We don't want any more data than what we need. We want only the data that models the enterprise. And obviously, we don't want redundant data because it can become inconsistent and it is extra data to maintain. And chances are, if the redundant data needs to be maintained, it will quickly become inconsistent. Welcome back to this video. This is video 21 of our Introduction to Database Design course. We are still in session 10, and in this video we are going to discuss the data insertion anomaly. So an insertion anomaly occurs when a user or an application is inserting data into a table with either null or inconsistent information, and an error is returned by the application. It's usually with very unclear next steps. If it's the case of a null, it becomes incumbent upon the user to research and get the data that cannot be null, or some other placeholder data must be inserted that makes it clear that it is a placeholder. Welcome back to our course. This is video 22, and we are still in session 10. In this video, we are going to discuss the update anomaly. So similar to the insertion anomaly, an update anomaly occurs when there is an inability to modify or update the data in the database due to the absence of other data, like fields that are not null, that must have data, and the update command does not contain that data. There can also be inconsistent data. Again, similar to the insertion anomaly, the next steps may be unclear coming back from the application or from the relational database management product, but typically it will be incumbent upon the user to either supply that required data or seek support for the error that is being returned by the product. Welcome back. This is video 23. We are still in session 10, and in this video we are going to look at the deletion anomaly and how to avoid anomalies. So With a deletion anomaly occurs when a user attempts to delete a record that may contain attributes that shouldn't be deleted. It's possible that an error will be returned and the record will not be deleted. It also may be possible that the user believes the record is deleted and shouldn't be. Also, it may happen that the record is deleted when in fact it should not have been deleted. There are two responses in that case. If a record is deleted accidentally, it may be possible, if the database is not yet committed, to run what is called a rollback. A rollback will restore the database to the state that it was before the transaction. However, if the transaction is already committed, a rollback will not be possible. At that point, if the database is already committed and data is inadvertently deleted, the only option is to restore the database from backup. A great way of dealing with anomalies is to avoid anomalies, and the best approach is to create tables without anomalies and ensure that we use a process called normalization. And this is accomplished by understanding functional dependencies. It's almost like breaking our entities down into their simplest forms and validating the relationships. So FD ensures that all attributes in the table belong to that table, and we want to also eliminate redundancies, use foreign keys often and when needed, and also we want to validate that the tables are just atomic, broken down to their simplest form. It can result in having more tables than what the original estimate was, but this will be a great way to ensure that there will be as few anomalies as possible. Just to recap what we have covered, so we started off with before the advent of database systems. Then we looked at the database fundamental concepts, the characteristics and benefits of a database, the types of data models, and we looked at data modeling, classification of database management systems, the relational data model, the entity relationship data model, integrity rules and constraints, and entity relationship modeling, or ER modeling. Stay tuned for our next session where we will review some exercises. Please also consult your learning materials for private tutoring sessions covering database administration, and also private tutoring sessions for database design and structured query language coding, or SQL coding. Some recommended next classes: Introduction to Structured Query Language Programming, or SQL programming, Introduction to the Linux Operating System, learning PHP programming, learning web development with PHP and MySQL, also learning Node.js and Express.js, and the MongoDB. Thank you for watching these sessions, watching these videos. Please stay tuned for our next videos where we will review the exercises. And again, this course has been a presentation of Coding Boot Camps.